Hello and welcome back. Today we're doing a blender tutorial. We're gonna make this. So if you wanna learn how to make a wand, a magic, a wand, and then you're in the right place. But first, yes, hello. First, we need to go outside and get a reference. Why outside? I don't know. I'm just looking for an excuse to put my hat on. So we go and we're gonna go outside and take some reference for the wand. The magic one. My lady, going there. So I went outside, got the reference. Let's go. Do you need to go and get a stick outside? Probably not. Yeah, I'll throw this away now. Let's go to Blender in the meantime. I have some decaf coffee, so we're ready to go, and I just threw the stick away. So yeah, why I want to make a wand, I don't know. I just wanted to learn how to make a wand, and plus I saw a video by a guy who made a wand, and then he printed that for his girlfriend. And I thought, hey, that's cool. Anyway, okay, so here's Blender. I'll hide myself from the camera because let's be honest, I'm getting distracted very easily from the camera. Now, you might notice a couple of stuff. There's a beginning screen, not really good screen, a screen with the girl that you see. Now, depends on which version you are. I'm gonna use Blender 3. I know there are newer versions, but I'm gonna use Blender 3. Now, on the left corner here, you will see a mouse. If you click the left button, you will see the left button go up. If you click the right button, you will see the right button. If you click the middle button and hold the middle button, you will see that we can rotate around the area here. Very quick. Now if I hold shift and hold the middle button, I can pan like this, very fancy. So you don't have to remember everything, but this is how you move around your canvas. And obviously if you move is the canvas a working area, I guess, but you can also zoom in and zoom out again with your middle button of the mouse. There's a lot of shortcuts that other tutorials use. It just gets complicated, at least for me as a beginner. So yes, I am a beginner, just like you. So what we're going to do is, usually people remove everything, but I don't want to delete anything right now. I do want to remove the camera, and I do want to remove the light because they're in the way. How you can do that, it's over here. You can hide them from the viewport, and hide the camera from the viewport. There you go. And we can hide the cube. First things first, I want to have a reference, at least know what I'm gonna create, and for you as well. So you can either use my reference or you can make your own reference. I did spend my time designing a couple of wands. It's not the best, I know, but they kind of do the job of this. So before I import the reference, I want to click this X over here, or when you hover on it, you can see there's a shortcut. I don't have a numpad on my keyboard, so I'm going to just click the X. So it will center here. If I click shift, if I press shift, middle button to maybe come over here. Now I want to import my reference image, but it's important to position your stage, if you will, with the X. Now it's minus X. There you go. Because when you import it, it will be imported the way it's positioned right now. I'm gonna show you what I mean. So if you press shift and A, you see shift and A, and then click away. Then you go to image, and then you go reference. It will pop a window for you to find your reference image. So remember where you put your reference image. Mine is on this C over here, and I have called my reference concept once. I'm gonna click on that and load reference image, and it will paste it in the proper position. Now if I rotate around this, if I orbit around this with my middle button of the mouse, I can see it's the perfect position right there. Now I want to move this up and behind. So how we can do that? Well, you can do it very easily. You can go around this like that, and when you press on the object, in this case is the image, which is also here as empty. If you press J and if you press Z, you'll be able to move this only on the Z axis, which is the blue line that you see there. Now I want this to be a little bit up there, maybe here, right? I'm gonna click my left button again to release that. Then I'm gonna click again the image, and then this time I'm gonna, did I call this J? It's G. And then I want to move this on the x-axis on that red line. So I'm gonna press X, and it will allow me only to move on this line over here, the red one. I'm gonna move this a little bit back, and then we're set to go. Now we can make the reference a bit dimmer. So click on the reference image, go here on this like a picture, and go to the opacity, check the opacity, and you can lower the opacity. And that way it's not that distracting, and you can see behind it, you see behind what's happening. So that's nice. So now we're ready to make a wand. So we're gonna review our cube, and here's our cube. And yes, I'm gonna use the cube, okay? Just I'm gonna be nice with the cube. I don't want to delete the cube. So first things first, pick a design that you want to replicate. I'm assuming a lot of you would like to replicate this one. That's completely fine. It looks like a stick. It is a stick. Stickle. Go for that one. It will look like a sausage at the end, I think. So be careful with that. I tried to replicate this one, and it was looking odd. So I will try to do this one. Okay, I'll try to do this one. So we're clicking on the cube again with my left button, and this time I want to make the cube smaller. So how to make the cube smaller? Press S, and if I move up, oh, it's too big. Move down, it's too small. But around this size, again, I'll try to eyeball it. There's no specific metrics for here. And it's alright, I guess. Maybe it's too small. I don't know. So the cube, maybe a little bit, a little bit. And we're gonna go to edit mode. In edit mode, we're gonna zoom in a little bit. You see the cube. You see there's a couple of selected, and you can see the points here. Right now, I can only select the points in the cube, which I don't want to do that. I want to select this part over here, and here, and here. These are the faces of the cube, basically. So I want to select this face over here. Well, how to do that? From this button over here. It says face select. Also, there's a shortcut for that. I have no idea which one is it. But if I click this, now if I press on top, you can see that I'm selecting only this part of the cube, only the top part, which is the top face of the cube. So now, what I can do is I want to make the cube bigger. We can position this by the X axis and Y. There we go. So now I want to move this to be up and to have a bigger higher height. So we're gonna press G, and then we're gonna press Z, and we're gonna make this a big boy over here. Yeah, it's almost like a wand, okay? So what else we can do is what we'll do, add a lot of modifiers for this, right? And we're gonna add modifiers here as well before we actually go and sculpt stuff. Why I say this is we're gonna try to block this out first, okay? And then we're gonna start adding the details. If you ever tried traditional sculpting with actual clay, you know that you don't go for details, right? You start from the ground up. It's like building a house. You remove all the shit, and you just sweep around, and then you start building the bases. So this is our base. What I need to do is press A to select the whole thing, right? And then we can go to the wrench over there, and we can add a modifier. Don't panic, okay? Don't get crazy. You don't need to know all the modifiers. Right now, you're gonna use a lot of subdivision surface modifier, which is over here. And that's what we're going to do. So press that, and you see it looks like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. But the box outside still stands because we haven't applied the modifier, which usually would be from here. But since we're still in edit mode, we cannot do that. Oh my god. I'm sorry. So we can increase the modifier. Oh, this is too much. Do not do that. Keep it up until 3 maybe. And also, we don't want to have this sort. I mean, it looks like a torpedo to me. I don't know. So we're gonna add a couple of loop cuts, loop cuts. How to do that? Now there's a shortcut for that, or I believe this is insert faces, this is bubble, this is extrude, and where is it? It's a loop cut. There you go. And it has stop it. You should stay still. Loop cut, and there's a shortcut. It's Control and R. Okay, Control and R. And now if I use my middle button of the mouse, if I roll up that button, you will see that I can add more than one loop cut. Right now I want to have one. I'm gonna click the left button and I can still move my loop cut, and as you see, it makes this, and it's very nice. And yeah, it looks like a bullet now. It doesn't, does it? I think it does. So we're gonna have one over here, and we're gonna make another one down there. Control and R again, click left button, move with your mouse up until down over there, maybe like that. So we will have this cylindrical shape. Now what I want to do is to make the top a little bit smaller, as it's all of them are a bit thinner. So make sure you center this again on the x-axis, and then make sure you see the wireframe. Basically, it's a bit hard to see now. If you zoom in, you will see the wireframe. Now, why we're doing this? Because when I try to select, let's say this part, maybe even this part over here, it will, if you're not in the wireframe, if you're not positioned correctly, you may not get all of the points. Or in this case, right now we're selecting the edges, I believe. So right now everything's selected because we were on the right position with the wireframe mode. And I'm gonna click S. I'm gonna make this a bit thinner. Yeah, there we go. See that? Yeah, looks fantastic. Now, if you don't see it, just reveal this. Yeah, it's almost there, Sonny. It's almost there. Probably not. So what else we can do is press A again to select everything. And I'm looking in this one right here. This one. We can make this one. Okay. The other three, by the way, the other three, they're not. I mean, I don't know what the hell is that. This looks like R2D2 to me. Feel free to use whatever. Feel free to do whatever you like, or maybe you can design a better one. I believe you can. Right now, I want to create a couple of more loop cuts to have this part over here to create this, and then these two, and then yeah. So one loop cut for this area, and maybe two more for these. So Control and R, right? We have selected our mesh, our amazing wand, and click left button, then move this around here, maybe around here. Right. And then Control R again, and click again, and maybe around here. So Control R again, try to do this here. Control R, there we go. So we can have two, right? One here and one over here. There we go. Control R. There you go. So what we did here is this area will be responsible for this loop over here, and this one will be responsible for this, and everything behind that, down here, will be responsible for the handle. These two I'm not gonna make. We're gonna color them basically, and we can move the one on one side. So far so good. Now I can select these, hit shift to select them, and we can extrude them. There's a button over here which spaces an extrude region, or you can press E. So now in this case, if I move this, now you'll notice something. They are moving but on one side. Why is that? Because we didn't use the wireframe mode. So hit Control Z, don't panic, okay? Go to the wireframe mode, click on the side, and try to select them now. So select this, E, and E doesn't work, right button, then S to make it a bit bigger. And yeah, we can do that. Center this again, wireframe on, and we'll grab this area over here because we're selecting the points. S, like that. Maybe this one here to be a little bit bigger, a little bit. And then here we can move up with J and Z, not J, G. We'll never learn anyway. There you go. And we can move up and we can select everything else up until here. And we can try to scale this a little bit like that. Okay. To see what this looks like. It's okay so far. Yeah. So release this to look up again. And I mean, this is the main blocking that we're going to do. Maybe this one can go down. Let's see if we can do that. Now if I select this, you see that I'm not selecting the other 2 points. That's why it's important to be on wireframe mode. So select this. See, I'll never select it. And I'm trying to move this with G and Z. Something like that, maybe? Oh boy. Let's see. Yeah, I think now it's better. You don't have to be completely accurate, as you know so far. So once we're done, go back to object mode after our blocking is done. Again, don't go wild here with the numbers because you program may crash. And go to the drop down menu, and there's a shortcut for that as well, but we can hit apply. So once we hit apply, all the blocking we did, once we go to edit mode, you see that we have lots of points to work with. Now when we click the wireframe mode, you see there's a lot of points. It's harder to see this time. But so far so good. So now we can go to scoping mode and we can try to same thing here. We can try to move this around to look like the real thing. Yeah, this is great. What I'm noticing that these two, we could have moved them down there. So before we can start sculpting, but I will try to move them down there. Now you can make any kind of mistake. You need to know how to sculpt, right? So we can go to edit mode, position this, and wireframe. Yep. So grab these right here, hit G and Z, and yeah, this is the effect that we're gonna get. Control Z. So I'm gonna grab this area over here, and then G and Z, and you see that we're stretching the points. But what can you do? This over here, maybe here. Maybe just try to grab this G, Y, to move this like that. Let's see what we have. Oh, let's see. Go out of object mode. Yeah, it looks terrible. It's a one, shush. Go back to scope mode. That's edit mode. That's scope mode. There we go. And yeah, you can move around a little bit more. Like this. I don't care. Man, we can do the little scratches here, maybe. So we can use, this is the draw brush, but I want to do the scratch. This brush is actually, it's like a carving brush. And if we zoom in, and if I make the radius to be smaller, maybe the strength to be bigger. I'm using the mouse, by the way. So if I hit control, you can see that we are carving inside of this, which is great. Now you can either follow my amazing I'm doing the other direction. No. Now you see this is not perfect. It's just not perfect, right? So what you can do is to smooth out is to hit shift and go around there as well. Wait, let's try to make this smooth. Right button here, shade smooth. There we go. So we can see the detail. So now we go to sculpt mode. It's better this way, right? So what we can do is hit shift, not shift, control, and try to make a couple of carvings here and there to look like a professional wand. We don't need the reference. We're still in sculpting mode, which is not ideal. If you go to edit mode, no, again, not ideal. But what we can do is just hit A, and then once we have that, we can go to this little button here, which is the material properties. Right now, by default, you have one material, which is material. We can call this wand. Okay, nothing changing, but don't worry about that. And what color is going to be our wand? I guess brown from here, the base color. Now I want to color the top ones, the top as in the, let me just review this for a second. So the top one, the top is blackish, it has some color, then we have color here, and then we have some color and some color here. So in a way to do that, we need to go to edit mode. It should be harder to see from all these points. Position this, okay, and then add the wireframe mode. So I'm gonna grab here, and I am going to make a new material from here. We can call this top, I guess. You don't have to name them, but when you have something complicated, maybe you should, right? So from base color here will be black, I guess. And once we're done with that, we can assign this once this is selected and everything. So around here, we're gonna assign this as well. Make sure we are on this new material that we made. Zoom out a little bit, go down here, and I mean, since we have a lot of points, this is not ideal, by the way. But nope. We select everything around here. There we go. On top, then assign. And now when I go back here, yeah, there we go. So we're behind. We have this. And this is the wand. Now we can make this prettier, I guess, if there's a chance. We can set up a scene for this. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want more, make sure you like this one and subscribe for more and all that jazz. And thank you so much for watching. I'm really going to a new territory here with Blender, so I hope I'm delivering as much as I can. I am a beginner, so I hope I help someone with this today. Anyway, stay safe. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye.